and then back and forth with the football game, which was a lot more competitive from the Buccaneers' perspective because you don't have your two best receivers in there, and they kept it close enough to go into overtime. And you could even see the grimace on Baker Mayfield's face when they lost the coin toss because Baker Mayfield knew, well, here's the game. Mahomes has the ball. Patrick Mahomes is 6-0 in regular season overtime games. He's the only quarterback to have an unblemished record in 6 or more overtime games. Terry Bradshaw was 5-0 all-time in regular season overtime games.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day.
Brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the program. I told you you would love those flannels, the foliage flannels available in store at danpatrick.com. This first hour brought to you by TireRack.com, the official tire expert of the DP Show. Go to TireRack.com/Dan. There's the easy-to-use tire decision guide, full lineup of Continental Tires, special offers, free road hazard protection, mobile tire installation. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. The Chiefs now have 7 comeback wins this season. That's tied with the 2000 Raiders and 1983 Cowboys for the most comeback wins through the first 8 games of the season all time. Now, I don't know if this is the scary proposition of that defense is good, the offense is going to get better. It feels like they've had a different starting lineup from the skill position perspective every single month. So September was different than October, and November looks to be different as well. You get DeAndre Hopkins in there. Like you're starting to have that plug and play, a lot like the Patriots used to have. The Patriots year to year, it felt like they didn't have the same starting lineup when it came to skilled position guys. Now, you would still have Gronk in there, Edelman or Wes Welker, but a lot of replaceable parts. And I think that's what's been great about what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes has done is they say to the defense, keep us in the game and we'll win it. And that's what you see. When Mahomes has the ball, he has now become Tom Brady. Give him the ball, game on the line, you're going to lose. Plain and simple. Now, I thought that they looked better, more aggressive. Kelsey looked good. You got the Hopkins aspect here. Kareem Hunt, anybody could have had him. He had a good game as well. The plug and play, and that goes back to the front office, that goes back to the head coach, and certainly goes back to the quarterback. You give him a chance. There's time on the clock. Now, there's controversy at the end of the game, or at least I thought the Buccaneers should have gone for 2. Because now you can worry about Mahomes getting the ball back with 30 seconds to go. I wouldn't have been concerned about that. I would have, you score a touchdown, go for 2. You're on the road. I don't want Mahomes getting the ball. I'm going to take my chance. And look, that division is up for grabs, the Buccaneers and the Falcons. And, these games can, be the difference between winning or not. But this is where sometimes you get caught up in analytics. And there are certain players where I'll say, here's your analytics, and this is what you can do with them. I want to make sure that if I have a chance to beat Mahomes, I'm going to take it. I'm down at the 2-yard line. Now, I know I don't have my best receivers in there. And this isn't after the fact. This was during. I'd be like I'm going to go. I'm going to go for this. Because we've seen when Mahomes gets that opportunity, he is going to make you pay every single time. But the Buccaneers had their chances, played pretty well. Here is Todd Bowles on not going for 2 points.
Todd, it's a tough way to finish the game. Did you give any thought to going for 2 after the touchdown there at the end?
Very minor. We wanted to get it to overtime with the wet conditions on the field. We felt like we had to go in overtime instead of go for 2. So we had our shots. We lost the game.
Here's a sidebar. Can we have somebody with a microphone so we can hear the reporters a little better when they ask the questions? I mean, this is decades now. I've been to hundreds and hundreds of press conferences. Can we make it so we can understand the reporter? And instead of you turn up the volume really loud and then you'll get the answer. Yes, Todd.
We all love that you've opened the door for a Pet Peeve Tuesday. Ooh. Because there could be other pet peeves in this room, and that is a great start to why can't we hear clearly the reporter's question.
Okay. I did open the pet peeve door, And I don't know if this is going to be an onslaught of pet peeves today, but I'm open. I'm open to that. My pet peeve is not to hear your pet peeves, is what I'm saying, Todd. Yes, Paulie.
I don't know if this is a pet peeve, but if you were listening at the end of the game to Aikman, he was really adamant that the Bucs should do whatever they can to run the clock and not burn that timeout with 30 seconds left at the 1.5 yard line. He's like, oh, no, let it run a little bit. Call timeout at 20, call 2 plays, and then worst case scenario, you score and Mahomes has like 14 seconds and 3 timeouts instead of 30, which he even said, he goes, that doesn't sound like a big deal. That's a huge deal for Mahomes.
I wouldn't even have thought about that. If Mahomes beats me with 30 seconds to go and 3 timeouts, okay, but I'm going to put the pressure on him. Not, hey, if we get a field goal, Butker can kick it 60 yards, but I would have said, we got him. Let's put an end to this. We got to kill him off here. Because if we go into overtime, it's not going to end well. On the road, go for the win. At home, go for the tie. That's always been my thought process with this. But DeAndre Hopkins caught a touchdown pass from his 14th different quarterback. That is tied for the 5th most in NFL history. What player has the most touchdown passes from the most quarterbacks? I was going to say the most different, but the most quarterback touchdown passes, this wide receiver is the number 1 wide receiver in that category. Yes, Paul?
Can we ask for a hint? Is he recent? Almost maybe even active?
You didn't even wait for me to say yes or no for the hint.
I know, because I thought you'd say,
can we have a hint? Is he most recent?
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks. The answer is no. It's not a active player.
That would have helped me.
None of the players are active. Marvin, you got one?
Larry Fitzgerald.
He's second on the list. 16 different quarterbacks. He's tied with Ricky Prohl. Wow. Sneaky fast, Ricky Prohl.
That's going to bother
me. This guy had a lot of promise. Never lived up to the expectations. Yes, Marvin?
Josh Gibson?
No.
I mean, Josh Gordon?
No. Or Josh Gibson.
That's a good one, though.
2 guesses.
Yeah. Let me see.
Never lived up to the promise guy.
I think he was the number 1 overall pick. I think he was the number 1 overall pick. Yes, Paul?
Roy Williams of Texas?
No.
Oh. Sorry, Roy.
Marvin?
Keyshawn Johnson?
No. Irving Fryer. Irving Fryer. Wasn't he number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
Patriots?
Yep.
Dolphins?
I remember him with the Patriots. Irving Fryer. Out of Nebraska? Remember him? Okay. So DeAndre Hopkins has now caught a touchdown pass from 14 different quarterbacks after the win.